Hello tacticians and strategists, fellow mercenaries, welcome back to Playing Hardball, and today to Battle Brothers, a pretty nice indie game from a studio here in Germany, in Hamburg actually, and it's a pretty nice game that has a lot of strengths, of course some weaknesses as well, and we look at the good, the bad and the ugly here today. As with all my review videos that you can find in the according playlist on my channel, you find a link in the comment section as well, and I also will fill up a playlist with some impressions from Battle Brothers. The thing is, well, I actually had planned to make this one a let's play, but I was always waiting for the DLCs to be on sale, and they never were on sale in a way that I felt that for me personally it would be a good deal. The thing is, well, I've played the base game quite a lot, and that's what I'm going to share now. So we'll have a look at the base game with these mods here, the Lindworm and of Flesh and Faith. I actually had two playthroughs with the Oathbringers, the Oath Takers actually, and the Anatomists, and I will explain both of them in this video. And we will start a game and play in, and it's very nice. However, we need to understand, as they write here, the game itself is actually meant to be played in Iron Man mode, so you really have to live with everything that happens. And the thing is, you are leading a ragtag band of mercenaries, these guys here, or some of them. Maybe you can find these pieces of equipment in the game, and the very important or a very interesting thing is to know that you guys are probably not meant to survive for long. Sometimes, especially the early game, can be very punishing, but it's also kind of fun. And well, there are a lot of people who love this game. Some don't, for some reasons. Well, and we will talk about the weaknesses, yeah, and as I said, the good, the bad and the ugly. So the base game, I think, well, if you want to get this one, my recommendation would actually be to buy it together with these two DLCs here, the Beasts in Exploration and the Warriors of the North. If you can get it at a price that's acceptable for you. Because these here, they add some stuff. I personally, before I got the game, I watched it for a while on YouTube. And this here, it adds a lot of additional content, a better mercenary camp and wagon management. Yeah, and a lot of stuff, new contracts. So I think, in my opinion, this should be part of the game anyway, right? So it's the thing is, and we will look at it, sometimes it doesn't feel so much, especially like in the late game. But as they say, it's actually, the game is meant to be played several times, and it is especially strong, I think, in this first part. Yeah, I'm up to several crises that come. So we are not playing the tutorial, so a new company. You can see here with the skulls the different difficulty levels for the beginning. The Oath Takers are a knightly order. You can find that on my channel as well. In the playlist I mentioned, the Anatomists, they build some concoctions, yeah, from all the enemies that you vanquish, and then they get a pretty nice bonus. And that's pretty interesting, but that's all that seems to be there. They have a small storyline, the Oath Takers, where they want to find the missing parts of young Anselm's skull. So they come with young Anselm. We'll look at that one in this video later on. But let's start here. After years of bloodying our sword for meager pay, we've saved enough crown to start our very own mercenary company. With us are 3 experienced mercenaries with whom we fought side by side in the shield wall before. So, there we go. Battle Brothers. No, and we are, of course, as we are playing hardball here, the Hardball Brothers. And then the thing is, so this is like a relatively important thing in the game. There are crises and they repeat each other as well. So they in the base game there can be nobles at war, so there are noble houses, 3 of which that can also give you quite a number of different missions for better pay usually than the cities give you, but only if you really become the servant. And at some point they start wars with each other. Then we've got a greenskin invasion, so basically orcs and goblins invade the lands of the humans, and the undead scourge, where an ancient empire rises again. So and then you can here make the game even more punishing, because permanent destruction means that the towns that are on the map and that have certain things like workshops, vineyards, farmland and stuff like that, that also produces resources that you need and that you can actually, to a limited degree, actually trade with. But it's a mercenary game, you know, you can't become a trader or something, that won't get you anywhere. But that's probably interesting. I like to use it at random, so I don't know what's coming up, and it's also, as I said, repeating itself. So we have a number of very interesting and nice banners here. The Dancing Dead, here for example, this one here, Golden Eagle, Sun, more like traditional stuff, heavily inspired by the medieval age. And here the Crying Queen. Let's have her, the Crying Queen, right? So then we can choose. I played the veteran level actually. Let's do it the economic difficulty. Let's do it for this, for the sake of this video. Starting funds, let's have them on medium. Combat, let's have expert. So I usually have used veteran, but let's do it, and we do Iron Man. So, and the map seed is always generated coincidentally, and we want an unexplored map. So, although on the other hand, it's not very convincing, because as we are mercenaries, we have come around a little bit. But I find that one is more interesting this way. So, I mean, it would be more realistic that you already know a little bit about the world, like a couple of cities maybe, but yeah, we don't have that option. So here we are. They say this game is a role-playing game. That is not true. It is more like a tactical, turn-based game with some roguelite elements, in my opinion. Because it's heavily working with the Iron Man mode, and it's more like a looter game, so like a turn-based tactical looting game basically. But we'll see. So there are some flavor texts here. So we soak in the cool morning air. As the sun slowly rises, so does a new chapter in our life begin. After years of bloodying our sword for meager pay, we've saved enough crowns to start our very own mercenary company. With us are Aspen, Hilma and Rampart, with whom we fought before side by side in the Shield War. We are their commander now, the leader of the Hardball Brothers. As we travel the lands, we should hire new men in the villages and cities to fill our ranks. Many who offer their services will have never picked up a weapon before. Maybe they are desperate, maybe they are greedy for quick spoils of war. Most of them will die on the battlefield, so we have been warned here, right? But do not be discouraged, such is the mercenary life, and the next village will always have new men eagerly looking for a new start in life. The lands are dangerous these times. Robbers and pillagers lay in ambush by the roads, wild beasts roam the dark forests, and orc tribes are restless beyond the boundaries of civilization. There are rumors even of dark magic being at work, the dead rising from their graves and walking again. There's plenty of opportunity to earn good money, whether by taking on contracts you can find in the villages and cities all over the land, or by venturing out on your own to explore and raid. Your men look to you to give a command. They live and die for the Hardball brothers now. Huzzah! Okay, so, and this is... You can zoom in and out, that's very convenient. So this is like... The game world is... It's not incredibly big, but... like in the main game at least. And here we can see... So we do have cities that are usually connected with roads on which we can travel quicker, of course. There are outskirts of the city, so this one here, I guess this belongs to Weissenstadt. So you see they have militia barracks, and all of these outskirts give us some information what's going on with the city. So a militia barracks means that there will be militia guys to hire in the city, or like there's a chance. So this whole game works a lot with coincidence, yeah, and basically a roll. Yeah, dice rolls, I guess. Oh, and there's something, there are ruins here, so they had a harbor, I guess. So this harbor might have belonged to the city. Yeah. And they have an amber collector. So in this city we will be able to buy amber, and they've got a workshop. That's great because we do have equipment here. So let's have a look at our brothers. So we have the 3. So we are the commander, right? So we are not fighting. What's this? Ah, they are the companion, okay. The 3 starting guys, so... The guys have these stats. Yeah, it's all very simple. Actually, let's look over it. There are only 2 areas of the body, basically head armor and body armor, which we defend basically or protect by head armor and body armor, right? So there are different pieces of equipment. He, for example, Rampart, he's a guy who is evidently our shooter, so let's put him in the second row. And he's a brute, plus 15 damage on a hit on the head. That's actually not so bad. You might think, well, okay, if he's shooting his crossbow, why does he even need that? That's a waste. And it's true. However, we do have a second line, and there are pieces of equipment like pikes, lances, or even just forks, yeah, maybe, or bill hooks and other stuff that we can use in the second row, and they have a range of 2 tiles in the game. The battle is Hexfeld based, and that way this guy is protected by the front row. So he's superstitious, minus 10 resolve and morale checks. That's actually not so good, the morale. So he might break. So his mood, his confidence in battle, the morale is threatened here. But he's a good attacker. So you can see the melee skill is relatively high for the beginning, and he has the stars here. The stars mean that a character has a talent. There are 1, 2, 3 stars. So let's have a look. Our guys are only not so good. It depends on how many points, or like the talents give us more points when we get a level up. Yeah? So let's have a further look what's going on. So we have hit points. That's obviously if someone stabs you or bashes you or tries to split man with an axe, and they hit you and go through the armor, which we can hear the gray one with the icon, the armor icon here, body armor, as you can see up there. This Gambison has 65 points, right? But it also, like wearing it, reduces our fatigue, which is basically our endurance, right? If you see here, this guy has 78 points. If we take it off, 84. Yeah? So the heavier the armor, the heavier the impact on our fatigue, of course. So untrained guys are not very useful in super heavy armor, because then they can't do anything anymore, just stand around and being clubbed to death. Yeah? So we want to have a balance there. Then action points, they are always 9. I've not seen anything that has reduced them or increased them. Depending on your weapon, it uses up a number of these action points, and depending on the terrain, you use up more. Obviously, like here, like for example here, the normal steppe terrain where nothing is on, it costs usually like 2 or 3 tiles, while a swamp, yeah, can use like 4, for example. So, and depending on the weapon, as I said, it costs more or less. So 4 AP, for example, for a thrust with your spear, well, this one here, the split man, costs 6. Yeah, so it can be very risky to use a weapon like that. Yeah, and we'll see that very soon. So then the morale is important, because if our guys are breaking, if their morale is breaking, then they might flee. And as we know from history, the highest casualties our ancestors suffered when they bashed or tried to bash their skulls in happened actually not while standing in the shield wall, but while running away from battle. So, and that's where resolve comes in. Resolve is basically the talent, you know, that you are strong-willed and you will not panic. Feel free to click the pause button to read it for yourself here. I personally, that's one tip. So these guys, they are actually pretty good, but there are also recruits that are very low here. And let's go into Weissenstadt to look at the guys. So we are traveling this overworld there. So this is like the regular city screen, where we do see the different buildings, right? So, and usually there are men, sometimes more like here, sometimes only a few that we can hire. So, and they do have different jobs. Fishermen, yeah, retired soldiers, oh, a thief, another fisherman, an anatomist, there's a raider here, a monk, fisherman, a mason, yeah, and that's what we can hire right now. We see they want some money up front and then a daily wage. We have to be careful there, because our crowns that we have are being reduced every day by the wage we have to pay. So this is basically also, to a degree, to a very simple degree, an economic simulation. Yeah, so we run a business. This is a mercenary company, right? So, and we can't really see what the guys that we could hire here, what kind of traits they have. We can try them out, but they want money for that. Yeah, if we want to make a training with them, for example, a little training exercise or something, they want to have money for that. And that's the thing, the big challenge here, especially if we play on Iron Man mode, that we can't save and load. To make it easier for you, of course, you can just save the game and then check them out, hire them all, check them out, what good they are, and then you just reload, and then you pick the guys you like. So, but the developers, and I played that like that, I have to admit, but the developers recommend that you don't do that, because it's taking part of the game feeling away. But of course it's grindy as well, and as hell. Yeah, so because it's, as you can see here, it's pretty costly just to pay 248 gold crowns just to see what kind of talents he has. So we don't know it, right? So Ludolf, he's a monk. We definitely want a monk on our team, or someone who has a high resolve, which is a monk. So that is something like a monk or a witch hunter has a high resolve, or maybe an adventurous noble makes also a very good sergeant, and that's where the resolve comes in. So we are going to hire this monk now. We are not trying him out because we definitely want a monk. Oh, and he's actually pretty good. So, depending on the background, people come with different stats, of course, right? So we want to have a look here. So this one, oh, it doesn't reduce anything anyway. It's monk robes. But the thing is, at some point, so we do have ambitions, like up here, that you can choose to increase your renown. So like as a mercenary company, we have to make a good or bad name, which also means like our reputation will become positive or negative, you know, depending on how we play. If we rob the caravans, for example, then this is behavior that the cities, yeah, and the noble houses will not like too much, right? So that's these guys here, these three noble houses. So, and they give us at some point the noble houses, and right in the beginning the cities give us some jobs, contracts here. So let's have a look at the contracts. Oh no, sorry, I'm getting carried away here. So let's firstly continue with looking at the stats, how the game works. So this guy being a sergeant later, that's how we came to the ambitions. The ambition is to choose, okay, we are a company now, we need a sergeant who's keeping the men in line and is managing the training and other stuff. And for that, he gets a sergeant sash, yeah, and he's also going to carry our banner once we get that one. It will cost us some crowns now to have it, because it's expensive to make it from a good textile and other stuff. And that's why the person who is going to be the Sarge needs to have very high resolve. And now we just see that he will be a bad sergeant, unfortunately, because he's got no talent for resolve, right? So we want a sergeant who has a 3-star talent here. So that's the first very important tip. You need to find someone with a class like the monk and the others I just mentioned before, who comes with a high starting resolve, and he needs to have the 3-star, in my opinion. Yeah? I mean, of course you can survive without that, but still it's wise to have it, right? So these guys, they even have higher resolves. Actually, it's a bad one. But for second row, he's actually pretty good with range defense. He's also got the 1-star in fatigue, so he can act a lot. Yeah, but being a monk, he's of course not so good in range skill. So, but there are different builds you can have, like here this guy, for example. So he's relatively good in melee and in range skill, right? And that's these are basically maybe the most important stats in the game after melee defense for the front row, the tanks, who need to defend, right? So they need to block and hold people in place, being in the shield wall. Here the shield wall that we can put up with a shield. But we need to hit the enemy as well, of course, right? So these guys, he's actually pretty good with 67. And that's because he's got this skill, dexterous. But he's also cocky. That's actually a bad thing. Well, that makes him, gives him higher resolve. That's actually very bad for someone who wants to do melee fighting, because his melee defense is reduced. Yeah, so that's actually not so good. Let's see how long this guy survives like that. And then, I'm not even sure, by the way, maybe the game ends once these companions are gone. I'm not sure what happens if they die. So, and this guy is quick, so he's got initiative increase. That's actually an excellent skill. In my opinion, initiative is very important too. Like in all games, the higher your initiative, obviously, the earlier you act in combat. However, when we get a level up with people, we also get perks just a moment, and then we get there. Just to wrap it up. So range skill is, the higher it is, obviously the higher your chances to hit someone with ranged weapons like bows, crossbows, and throwing weapons like javelins, throwing axes. Let's have a look at the market. And what do we have here? We don't have any weaponsmiths or armor smiths in this town, but let's have a look what they have here. So they have javelins, bundle of javelins to throw, for example. We can throw nets, but I think they always hit. It's an auto hit thing. So we could buy some stuff. So, and we do have a pitchfork here, for example. So this is the weapon. Yeah, we do have 2000. Let's get the pitchfork. We have some old shields. Let's have this one. We need the front row, and we do have some stuff here. And we need, yeah, we definitely need some armor for our guys. Let's have a look at our inventory. We don't have any tools. So, and he's got 5 defense. So let's give him a shield. And we need another close combat weapon. The militia spear is very good for the beginning, because we are buying this one now. Because it comes with a bonus, 20% chance to hit. And in the beginning our guys are not so good to hit, so it's actually a good thing to have a spear in the front row, right? This guy's got a gambison that's actually pretty decent for starting equipment. So, and then the thing is, you also have to dedicate your guys to a certain role. Like the second role, for example, my recommendation is to have some people who come into a hybrid role, so they can shoot as long as the enemy is at range, and then they switch to another weapon, like the pitchfork here, for example. And then they can just stab from the second row, right, while being protected by these guys. So, right. So I think we need something else for the monk. The tools are very expensive here, so we can see the worth. It always shows the worth, and that's actually very convenient. If we look here into our equipment, it shows the worth, but also if we bought it somewhere, how much money we paid for it, right? That's actually a good thing. So here we see the prices are very high, so it's not useful to buy any ember shards here. But that's also because sometimes there are events shown here in the upper right corner, like ambush trade routes or something, and we can increase the economic situation of a place, of a town, by doing these contracts with them, right, and helping them overcome these crises here. So let's get some more equipment for our guys before we do something else. So let's have this cap. Yeah, and we definitely need something on the head. And maybe let's have the hood. That's better. And yeah, let's have another shield. And another spear. And now we are already down with the money. So he's got this headscarf. Gets this one. The full Aketon cap, that's actually pretty decent. And the open leather cap is also pretty okay enough. So, and you guys, you wrap up your head just in case someone gets a lucky hit or something. And they should probably be in the second row. Yeah, and by the way, so let's hire another brother. So we do have the fisherman. This guy is of course way too expensive. A retired soldier, 2 retired soldiers, but the thief could be interesting. He also comes with the dagger. Daggers and knives are very important in this game. Don't underestimate them. That's another very important tip. So let's hire this the thief. We don't need to try him out. We want him because thieves usually come also with relatively high attack ratings. Otherwise, this guy is unfortunately relative garbage. However, he comes with pretty good talents here. Iron Lungs is great, so his fatigue recovery per turn is increased by 3. And he's a survivor. That's actually a pretty good thing. He could be a decent enough tank in the front line, so that's bad. This one here, like so, and then maybe, yeah, I mean, yeah. He gets the rugged surcoat, like so. What's this? 30. 20, and this one's also 30, yeah. You can wear his linen tunic, so you're in the second row. But then maybe, sorry, maybe the monk can actually flank, yeah, so here he's lucky. That's actually a good thing. So enemies sometimes have trouble hitting him. And then what I also like, here this guy gets the dagger because he's got the highest hit chance, and he gets the knife, right? Like this. And we'll see why I do that very soon. So, but as I said, it's very important to have knives and daggers because clicking right is just exchanging the weapons. So now we see what we can do with the dagger. That is the puncture attack, and that completely ignores armor. That's great. And also, we don't damage the enemy's armor. We have a very high chance to actually loot it from the enemy, right? So the more we damage the stuff the enemy has, the lower our chance to actually retrieve it after battle. And that's the thing. That's one of the most important mechanics in the game. We want to loot our enemies because, as we remember, we do have a business here and we need their stuff. So, and now let's have a look at the perks. So, there's some kind of stuff here. It looks more than it actually is, because in my opinion, while you could probably experiment, a lot of the stuff is actually not very useful in my opinion. But there are some tips. So like for the beginning, so that people don't die, and as you don't have any experienced brothers here that could support the others, I think Colossus is excellent because it increases our hit points and also reduces the chance to sustain a debilitating injury, and that's a very nasty one, because that reduces our combat effectiveness tremendously, and especially like level 1 characters will very quickly die. If they are not being supported. So this one is very important in the beginning. Of course, I'm just mousing over the stuff, so if you want you can read it yourself. Yeah, 9 lives is the same thing, so basically a killing blow will not kill you off. Immediately you basically have second life there. So then, here this one, the student, gives us more experience, so this is like the long-term game, and that's what I usually take with every character that looks good and worthy of keeping. Unfortunately, we don't have any of them. I mean, yeah, because his superstition, he's a bad character. So all of them are crap, unfortunately. He's the only one that could make it for a while, I guess. Yeah. But otherwise, our brothers are unfortunately not the elite bunch, or their potential is not very high, unfortunately. As you can see. So a first line character definitely needs melee defense. So a star like here, so this guy he could live for a while. Melee defense is most important. A lot of fatigue, so the blows that come in that also reduce our fatigue can be shrugged off in a way. And as a defensive measure, I like initiative together with this here, the dodge ability that we can get on second level. on 3rd level after investing 1 point. Because then we get 15% of the character's current initiative as a bonus to melee range and range defense. So that's very important in my opinion. And there's a nice synergy with relentless here, because this one, as you can see, reduces the impact a low fatigue has on our initiative, right? Like there. So, and then for the front row, I mean, I load some, later on in this video, I'm going to load some of my save games from my playthroughs with the Oathkeeper, the Oath Takers and the Anatomists, and then you will see some builds. But like for the beginning, also the recovery, which reduces the fatigue. That's also very important for the tanks. Well, the second row profits very much, in my opinion, from quick hands, so we can switch weapons quickly, right? Yeah, and otherwise, like for defensive measure, people in the front row who will wear heavier armor profit from brawny. And of course, you want to have them being shield experts, so this really increases their survivability. And as we can see, the shield is really good because it increases the melee defense and the range defense. Yeah, but it also reduces the fatigue. So, and that's why fatigue, together, like shield and armor, they are reducing the fatigue a lot. That's why fatigue is very important for the tanks that keep people, like the enemies, in place. So, and then we do have this one here, the damage, obviously, that we deal depending on the weapon. So here we can see he's doing a lot of damage with this one in comparison. But of course this guy with the axe, and he needs to get close, yeah, he's very, very much in danger of being killed. And that's actually why we will give this one to him. That's wiser to have him in the second row. So yeah, and then so I'm just mousing over it. You can read it for yourself if you want. Rotation is also very important for the tanks, so they can, if someone gets caught by someone else who flanked us, who came around our battle line, so they can rotate in. Yeah, they just they switch places basically. Rally the troops together with fortified mind is very important for the sergeant, who needs to have as much resolve as possible, because fortified mind is increasing the resolve by 25%, and rallying the troops, yeah, rallies them. So if their morale broke, which can also happen with some enemies that are very fearsome, like Geists, for example, or like a battle roar from a hulking orc, warlord or something, that can be pretty nasty. I never use taunt, but it appears, I think it could be very useful for a tank that shrugs off any attacks anyway. So, and then we do have a lot of weapons. Maces come with the knockout ability, and that's actually probably better than I usually thought, but I never really got the maces, so like these ones here, the bludgeon. Yeah, comes with it, but I felt like the damage potential is lower, so I personally felt that it's possibly not as important, yeah, as rather kill them quicker anyway, yeah, but it could be interesting. So then we have flails, that is also very interesting, because with these we can hit the heads, so we can hit around a shield and onto the head, so we do have a higher hit chance on the head. Hammer mastery is good against armor, or like hammer weapons are good against armor. Axes are versatile, they can split shields, destroy the shields. You see, by the way, here the 12 of 24 points here, that's the hit points of the shield. So if you use an axe or a great sword, for example, you can split a shield and destroy it, and then the guy is just standing there without his shield, and then you can see the defense is lowered immediately, right? So then we have cleavers that are very nasty against unarmored opponents. They also cause bleeding. Yeah, swords are versatile. As Oath Taker, my first Oath Taker character has a sword shield build, which I personally found very, very good. Way better than I actually had expected. Dagger mastery is also very important, in my opinion, because if you dagger someone to death with this skill here, puncture, as we just found out, you ignore the armor, and with this talent you get a third attack. Basically per attack. As you can see here, this one costs 4 AP. We only have 9, so we can usually only attack twice per turn, which also costs 20 fatigue. And you can see, right? So people will be exhausted pretty quickly, but you can manage. So this is very good to have on at least one character in the front row, in my opinion, who's just holding the line, and when it comes to stabbing people, then he starts stabbing like crazy. But he needs some melee skill for that as well. And this guy, his defensive potential is just not very high. That's very unfortunate. Then we have pole arms. That's this here. Yeah, pitchfork counts as a pole arm. That's the weapons that we can use from the second row. Range 2. There is also a long axe with range 2. That's also very good, especially to split shields from behind. The security and safety of our front row. Then the normal spears, that's these here. They come as a militia spear and boar spear and fighting spear, so they are basically like in the here in the main game there are only 3 tiers of weapons. Then we have the crossbow and firearms mastery, so with the DLC. Oh yeah, I forgot to look at it, but there is this the Southern Lands DLC, yeah, that introduces also primitive fire weapons. People say that if you don't want to invest all the money, so everything is not very cheap actually with this game, then probably the Southern Lands is probably the thing you could easier miss. But as I recommend as well, you should definitely either get the DLCs I mentioned, or rather wait, yeah, even longer than I waited for the sale that might come at some point if you feel that the price is too high. Then bow mastery, there are bows. The advantage between the crossbow and the bow is that the bows have a higher range, but they come with the disadvantage that they don't do as much damage and they don't punch through armor so well, but they're more precise probably. Well, the crossbow you can load, and then actually it costs only 3 AP to release the crossbow bolt. So that's pretty convenient, because then you can also walk depending on the terrain for 3 tiles and then shoot. So this can be a very good thing to flank and then shoot people, you know, if the enemy is here, like flank around and then shoot them in the side. So that's actually pretty convenient. And throwing weapons, as we saw them, javelins for example, you can also have here, and then throw them before you go into melee and then switch weapons, of course. But then essentially, I mean, I never use them so much because usually the front row doesn't have such high melee or throwing skill, range skill anyway. And if they have a high range skill, then they are probably better in the second row anyway, rather shooting something, right? So because the more talents you have, and you can only level up 3 when you have a level up, so the weaker your character will be overall, right? So there won't be any superheroes here who are really good at everything, or on a very, very rare occasion. So that's all the weapons. And then we do have some more advanced stuff. I like this Overwhelm because one attack gives the enemy a 10% debuff on his attack ability. If you want to flank around, then a Lone Wolf could be good because that increases your stats. Underdog is probably really good, but I never used it much. But it reduces a debuff, or the malus we get, or the enemy gets actually a bonus to hit us if we are surrounded by enemies, right? Footwork is very important for the second row, because with that we can get out of an enemy's zone of control without triggering an attack, and that's the thing why we can lock people down if we just stay close to them, because you don't want to be attacked in this game. That's the thing, right? You only want your heavily armored, shielded front row tanks to be attacked in the first place. So that's the best advice probably. Then we have Berserk. Gives you more action points after killing someone. Headhunter, very good for someone with the flail. Got very good experience here, because then if you hit the head, then you have an auto head hit with the next attack. Nimble. Every character should specialize either in light armor with Nimble or in heavy armor with Battle Forged. Yeah, read it for yourself. Then here's some might break human or humanoid monsters, but is obviously ineffective against undead, so I actually never used it. But I could imagine that it might be interesting to have someone like also a flanker or something who's just very fearsome and who can also attack several people with one weapon attack. Because, for example, like here, let's have a look at this one here. So some weapons do have abilities like a round swing, for example, and there you can actually hit several. Oh, with this one he can hit everybody. He can swing just around himself, right? So that's actually good. I didn't know that it could do it. I always felt the axe would be too risky to use actually. That you could carry it around. But yeah, you don't want to carry around too much stuff, because if you have it in your inventory, as you can see, maximum fatigue minus 14. As you can see here. But let's rather not have it. This guy has 10 shots, and I think that should be enough for the beginning. Then we have the duelist. If you only want to have a weapon in the free left hand, or just the throwing net, killing frenzy might work well with Berserk. Yeah, after killing someone, you get more attack, and Indomitable is also very good for tanks, in my opinion, because then certain monsters can't push you back. So, and if you have an orc attack coming in where they break through your front line and just push your guys back, then you know that Indomitable is an excellent skill. So there we go. And now we've another 1,000 crowns. Maybe we should hire another one. Is anybody here who's very cheap, like Knut the Quick Mason? The Quick gives us an impression that this guy might be a quick guy, right? So maybe we hire him as well. Let's get Knut. Oh yeah, indeed. Oh. Yeah, he's got eagle eye, so unfortunately he's never going to be a good shot. But let's give him the axe, and he's going to be our guy who's flanking and then splitting people in half, right? So let's do that. So some meat on the table. The other guys, they are too expensive and we don't need anybody right now. So we need to be careful with the money as well. So let's have a look now at another very important thing, the contract. Yeah. This is just flavor text. I'm not reading it right now. You can read it yourself. That's maybe, I overestimated the role-playing and narrative aspect of this game. This is just flavor text most of the time, but there is actually good writing here. So, and for that reason I'm going to read it once. So, Geralt the steward's turning an apple in hand. He seems frustrated with it, almost as if he wishes it were something else, like a valuable trinket or perhaps just a tastier fruit. Have you ever lost something you loved? We shrug and answer, well, there was this girl. The man shakes his head. No, not some woman. More important, because I have. Thieves stole my idol of fertility. How they managed to get beyond my guards is, well, beyond me. But I know if I set you on them, I'll be having what is rightly mine, back where it belongs. Isn't that right? Or have I been misled as to the quality of your services? Well, what's this worth to you? We can only always ask for the price, or well, that we don't do that. He jingles with the bag of coins. This will be yours if you help me out on this. It's 230 crowns when the contract is done. So we can accept the offer, we can haggle for better price, which is not advisable, especially if our renown is not super crazy and we have a very, very good relationship with them. So we only accept the offer here, and now that's the contract. Now we can accept the contract, say that we will think about this. That's what we do right now. So let's have this look here. I'm not sure why the town is not here yet. Just pausing, unpausing. Because we need to have one contract here. But let's think about it. Sorry. And there's a second skull, so this one is more dangerous. Let's have a look at it. As you take stock of your inventory, rather well-to-do man spots us and heads our way. He announces himself as being in the employ of Geralt the Steward, an influential person in Weissenstadt that wishes to talk business. We hand our duties over to him and let the man lead the way. We are all ears. We look out Geralt the Steward's window and watch men load a few wagons with goods. Geralt the Steward joins us, 2 goblets of wine in hand. We take one and drink it all in one swig. 'Cause we are mercenary, right? The man stares at us. That wasn't cheap. You're supposed to enjoy it. We shrug. Sorry, can I have another to get it right? So, the writing is pretty nice, right? Geralt the Steward turns around and goes to his desk. So, I need a caravan guarded to Thorn. It's 2 days to the west of here. Pretty simple, right? There's plenty of crowns in it for you if you're interested. Well, let's talk about the money. Takes a deep breath. Very, very well, this is what I'm prepared to offer you. You'll be paid 110 crowns in advance and another 420 when the job is done. Yeah, let's accept the offer. But let's think about this one here. So it's 2 days to the west. And that's another thing. So we always want to think, now we don't know where the city is, but 2 days to the west. So I would think like 1 day's worth of travel is maybe like up to here. So it might be like somewhere in this area. And like right in the beginning, it's actually not so bad because we also need to manage our provisions, the food our people eat, right? So there's different stuff and there are even events. Like when we have a variety of food, then our people enjoy it, so we can buy beer, have bread instead of just our oatmeal here, good dried fish, yeah, meat, wine, roots and berries, mushrooms, and there's other stuff here. Massively cured rations, very expensive but excellent for expeditions into faraway lands. And by the way, a falcon is also a very nice thing to have, although it's rather expensive. But like one of you guys could have one falcon, and then that way you can see where the enemy is right in the beginning, and then adapt your strategy a little bit. So yeah, that being said, I think we can take this easy contract here, because yeah, going with the caravan doesn't cost us any rations. They provide for the food, and we can be attacked during the way, but of course there is the missed opportunity cost, because if it's 2 days away, that means that we will most likely pass at least one city, maybe more, and every city could have more contracts. So there are a number of contracts. Well, it's actually also a little bit limited, but there are contracts like to destroy a location, to find something that is roaming the area, and like this one here, to find someone who stole something, and that we will do right now. So let's go there. Temple is for healing injuries. A barber, there we can actually change the looks of our guys. There's actually like a high variety here. I'm just clicking through it very quickly. You can see, you know, you can, let's have a hair like this, like the medieval, and different faces, yeah, all of which we will see at some point. Different beards, shrubby beard, moustache. This one here, like this one. So, and then lean bodies, different tattoos or scars. So he's scarred, right? So let's accept it like this. So then the tavern is important for two things. We can ask around what they hear, and then sometimes we get some information about jobs in close by cities or about locations where we might even find stuff, and then we can throw around, and that will lift our guy's spirit. That's this one here, the morale, right? So that's actually rather important, because everybody who's on the reserve who doesn't have an according talent here will lose morale by every fight that they miss. Yeah, so unless they are, for example, old, or they are cravens or something, and then they don't care if they don't have to fight. But otherwise, like if they're normal guys, they usually want to fight. So now, with the contract active, we see that we see some footprints, and there we see these are humans, yeah, or humanoid people, while other factions like the undead, the orcs or goblins or beasts, they have different footprints. So this is like, by the way, procedurally generated. So these contracts, they are just, it's all coincidence. So there's no story behind it, anything. It's just, yeah, it's just the battling. So now we follow these guys. We are relatively quick. We can speed up the time here. And they are there, okay. So like here, okay, 7 thieves. That's actually not good. We are only 6 guys. But well, we have to attack them now. And we do see, when we mouse over it, we see many brigand thugs. So there's many, a plethora and stuff. So it's the general information that we see. But usually we actually see the exact number there. But I think it depends. Like, or this is the maximum number, but there can be different sorts of people. So they are just brigand thugs right now. So let's attack them. Brigands, just as our employer had thought. They look scared, presumably understanding that Geralt, the steward's well-paid wrath, is about to descend upon them. To arms. Now we see who we can attack, the different numbers. So we get an estimate. There could be thugs or raiders or raider strongman or something, or the raider leader, for example. And now we can choose to rather fall back if it seems too much for us, but we are going to engage. And then we also see here their banner. They have a banner here, while we have our crying queen, right? So there we go. Oh, and the game does come with a limited tactical aspect of height. Yeah, so if we are on a higher level like here, which we can also look up like this. Yeah, so this is level 1. We want to be up here usually, because there we have some bonus. So this is also where we will put our guys. Like our front line we will put here, and the second line will be here. If our initiative is high enough, and that we can see here. This is the roster in which order people will move. So and these guys, they can always move for, there we can see, so this guy most likely can make it to this tile here, but then he can't attack anymore. So let's hide in this bush, and then they can't see us anymore, and then we might actually surprise someone, right? But it's also risky. But we know that this guy, the maximum number of tiles they can go is 4. So we can also wait. We can wait the turn, clicking the spacebar, or end the turn. So let's wait with this guy. And I'd rather keep him in the back. So here our crossbow is already ready to shoot. 3 armed, so let's go here. They can go 1, 2, 3, 4. And we know that here our Hilma can go forward, as is Reinhardt. So Hilma will go here, and Reinhard goes there to defend. And then we are in an elevated position with him, and he can just shoot these guys dead. That's actually excellent. It's an excellent start for this battle. So let's shoot one. And then maybe this guy, 75. Oh yeah, and by the way, so we will see shooting from a higher level on a lower level gives us a height advantage that we can see with the green plus there. While the distance, every tile of distance reduces our chance to hit by a certain percentage, right? So let's actually, and let's shoot this guy rather than anybody else. They need to come for us anyway. And if someone is behind cover, so we can actually remove the trees and also show which tiles are actually blocked by some obstacles. And as we can see here, the line of fire is blocked by this one here that reduces it, so it would not be wise to shoot at this guy, obviously, right? So let's shoot at this guy, the brigand thug over there. 67% chance. Nice. That was a nice hit, and we pierced his chest. So that's the thing. So he suffered an injury. This will significantly reduce his combat effectiveness. So you go up there. It would be great to use the shield wall, but yeah, now we are in the higher position. That's good as well. End the turn. You have... I forgot to give him the other weapon. Well then. But that's actually okay. We want his armor. We want this guy's armor. And by the way, the graphics are pretty unique, as we can see. And we always see what they have and what we can, in theory, loot. Yeah. So this guy has a better armor. This is like this Gambazon as well. So what we want to try is maybe dagger down these three guys. Because this is also a better armor, and if we dagger down that guy, we also get his headgear. That would be actually not so bad, but it's very dangerous, of course. Yeah, oftentimes it's probably better to rather kill them instead of giving them the opportunity to kill you. So, but he goes there to block access to our shooter, to Rumbert. Ending the turn, we can't attack anyway. Yeah, there he comes. And you go here. On higher ground, it's also great to attack, but now we don't have enough AP left to impale someone. We need to wait for next turn. Ah yeah, this guy is coming around there. Okay, that's very bad. Ah. Yeah, but we are not quick enough. So this guy, we need to block him. And we want to have someone here as well, but this guy is blocked, but they will come around. And that's the disadvantage of being outnumbered. Yeah. But let's block this guy there. And then Reinhard next turn, he can go down there and help them. And these guys, if we make a shield wall, then we will support each other. That's a good thing, actually. We need to kill the brigand thug here very quickly though. So then let's go here. Only one tile to go, and then that means we can actually take that guy. 85% thanks to the spear. That's actually a good thing. So we're not going to dagger this guy down. Oh, he managed to deflect the blow. Okay, or like our spear stab. Ending the turn, and now the pitchfork is coming in. Yeah, that's not good. And you go forward. You can only go one. Yeah, this guy will attack us there. It's very dangerous. So actually, we are going there, and we just split this guy. Oh, and you do have some problems now. Oh yeah, and you are worthless now. That's okay. That was a mistake. We can't reload the crossbow now. But let's wait with him for a moment. And why are these guys? Yeah, well, there he actually he stabbed us already. So we lose the high ground and we use the shield wall and end his turn. You use shield wall and you use the puncture, and we see the guy is surrounded now, which reduces his effectiveness. But here, yeah, it's 44, so 49%. Let's try it to stab the guy. We want his gear. I mean, it's super risky right now. Like the whole battle. Oh, very nice, but we got him. Pierced chest, excellent. Yeah. And actually, like the guy here, he's very dangerous, so let's go on the high ground. Take it like that. Yeah, he's going to flank us there. Okay, so and you go here, and now you do split the man. 45% chance to hit. Very nice. Very nice hit. Very good. Shield wall is holding for now. This guy has a cut arm sinew. That's very bad for him. So he is not able to fight very effectively now. So let's continue stabbing. We don't need to do the shield wall with him. Very nice. Another one. Pierce arm muscle. So he's basically, he's done. And killed. Very good. And we saw just that this guy started to break. Oh, and yeah. That's not good. Yeah, but he can't go away. So if I had run with him, the guy would have gotten a free attack and might have even kept him here in this field. So he might not have been able to get away. So that's really not bad. Not good. So Rampart. Yeah, he was actually our most useful guy. That's not good. Well, and here we can see exposed ribs. That's not good. Minus 35% hit points, so he's basically done. Good thing is we are not bleeding, but it looks very bad right now. So going there, split man. You go up there. Yeah, now it would be great to just use this perk here to rotate someone, but we can't do it. So and there. So now, yeah, you're not running away. You can only hope that something is happening. I probably should have attacked this guy there because the shield wall was protected. But the brigand thug here is also pretty nasty. And I thought that he had maybe... He wouldn't get 2 hits, but this guy, the brigand thug, is nasty. So, but we do see it's... Things are merciless, so 76%. So let's do it. Maybe we hit him in the head. By the way, so this one here, the chance to hit the head is increased by 5%. So let's try it. Nice, we killed him in one go. So I guess we hit him in the head actually. So that's excellent. While this guy will try to stab us. So let's get away from there. Okay. Oh, okay. Oh, so exciting. You need to uphold your shield wall. And let's actually, yeah, thrust this guy. Very nice. Crush windpipe. Excellent. So, but now you need to actually help out over there. And we need to scare the guy a little bit. Oh, but by the way, we should rather go here. So Knut can rather go here and then split him with the axe, right? Let's just hope the guy is surviving so long. Okay, we are upholding our shield wall. We are being very defensive, and that's also often a very good strategy, by the way. To be very defensive with your shield wall and just let them attack you, because every attack will reduce the fatigue. But as long as you have a lot of fatigue, you don't have too many problems. So yeah, just wait there. Down here, very good. Oh yeah, he's scared. We just saw it, right? So he's wavering now. 60% chance. Very nice hit. In the head. He's got a cut arm now. Stabbing him down. Going forward. This guy is very scared now, hopefully. Okay, he's also wavering. So like varying morale, while our guys, as we can see, are all confident right now. Confidence means everything is increased by 10%, while wavering, everything is reduced by 10. And then breaking morale is minus 20%. Ending the turn here. You might still die. Oh yeah, but you can go here and stab him. 76%. He's very much surrounded now by two guys who are distracting him, and his chest is already pierced. Very nice. Very nice stab, Ludolf. Well done indeed. Shield wall. We are pretty exhausted now. Oh, and he got us. He went through. Oh, and he pushed us back. Very nasty. Still, we need to uphold the shield wall. But now we need to go more on the offensive. He's running now. His morale broke. But we need to stab this guy. Alright. Yeah, that's why he went there, actually, because he didn't want us to get away. He doesn't want Rampart to get away. So Rampart stays there. If you do that, you can't attack, so you wait for a moment. Rampart, you also wait. Now you go forward. We can also push him back with knockback, however... that will actually not guarantee that the guy will be knocked back, so I rather want to stab him now, because yeah, he's surrounded and we do have a 92% chance to hit him. And Espen is coming. No, who's this? Ludolf is Ludolf's turn, is it after this? So very good, we killed him already. Excellent. Going there. Now we've got a very nice shield wall here. Guy is there, so he can actually move one. He usually can move one and then attack. So it would be good now with him to go here. But let's try something. I mean, we could attack this guy now, but then we are destroying his gear. And we have 6 guys, right? So we can go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We could surround him if we manage that. And that's why we wait. Also, I want to have a stab at this guy. Yeah, we can surround him while he's fleeing. His morale will break, so he's not going to attack anyone. Then we can stab him to death and get his gear. So let's wait with him. Oh, he's running now, okay. But you can get to him, right? Yeah, let's run after him. I want to get his gear while you... I fear that we have to kill the guy now. But maybe let's go like so. We get 3 attacks if he wants to run. Okay, very good. So as we saw, that was a nice demonstration. So he wanted to run. But we got 3 attacks and that kept him in place. So you go here like so. You just block him off. You actually don't have any other weapons, right? So yeah, that was really bad, by the way. But yeah, he survived. That's great. Ending the turn there. And you go like so. And we might even have higher initiative than this guy. But let's be careful, let's not be in range of his fork. Yeah, let's run them down. This is also happening, like if the enemy retreats. Let's run them down. Then you just block, you're blocking him. You are waiting. You're changing your weapons. Let's stab him. We missed him. The fork missed him. So, by the way, pole arms have the disadvantage, if someone is close to you, then you have a higher chance to miss. Yeah, now we have this is the optimal range of 2. While if someone would be here and we wanted to attack here, then we have a mallow. So let's attack the guy 66%. Very nice, he's dead. We go back there. Now we want to keep this guy. Stab him. Very nice. Pierced hand. The pierced hand is also excellent, so the guy is not so dangerous in melee anymore. He's trying to run away. Yeah, that's very sad. Now we actually destroyed his armor, but he's still running. No, he had some movement points left, so we're not killing him, still hoping that we get something. Yeah, and stabbing him to death now. This statistics screen shows us what happened. Who dealt the most damage, who bled the most, how much experience we got, who got the kills, who got a level up, and the loot. And this is what we get. Oh, actually, the blotched Gambison, that's actually nice. That's actually better. And we got the pitchfork, that's excellent. We take everything and leave. So, there we go. The battle over, we pick up the Idol of Fertility and look it over. Was this really worth the lives of so many people? I know what you're thinking, sellswords. The voice breaks in. We draw our swords and aim it at a stranger who has seemingly appeared from nowhere. You're thinking, what if someone paid good money to steal their artifact? What if that someone would pay me a good deal of money? Perhaps more than the man who paid you to retrieve it in the first place. We lower our weapon and nod. Well, that's an interesting thought. The man smiled. 590 crowns. That's how much I'll give you for it. That was the thief's share plus extra. A more than fair deal, wouldn't you say? Of course. Your employer will be most unhappy, but, well, that's not my choice to make. Well, and then we do have the choice, indeed. Do we take a little bit more money, but will we reduce our standing with our employer? So that's always a decision we have to make. So let's take this money. Oh, never trust a mercenary, betray your employer. Yeah, that's good. So I never did it before. But that's the thing. So we are a ragtag band. Now we have some more money than we would have earned. But of course, let's see here. Weißenstadt, it's cold. So they know we failed. And that's not good for the prices. So actually we don't really want to do it. In my opinion, it's not worth it. So and now let's have a look at our gang. Level up. Aspen got a level up. It's excellent that he got the level up actually, because that's what I wanted to show. So this is where we get the points. So this is what we can allocate. So he's the frontliner, which means like the melee defense is the most important thing. The maximum number depends, the minimum and maximum number we can get per level depends on the ability here. Initiative, the highest you can get is 5 points. No, I think 6 points with a 3-star talent in it. Yeah, you can look that one up online. I don't have it all in memory, but like melee skill is always 3 and only 3 to 4 if you have 3 stars there. Yeah. While melee defense is also like maximum 4. Like as a chance to have 4 on a 3-star talent. Yeah. Well, here it's initiative is 6, and I think maximum fatigue is 5. Yeah. So these are basically the most important skills for your sergeant. Of course, resolve is also very important, and 4 is the maximum you can get without a 3-star talent for range defense. I think as well. So let's have this guy attack. Fatigue, defense and attack, being a frontliner. So that's it. So and then we can choose a perk. So let's have this Colossus so we don't get hit or like injured so easily, and let's have our survivability increase, right? Like for the beginning. Yeah, and that's it. That is the game. The texts are mostly flavor. I have to say that's the bad thing about it. There is no real narrative or anything, but the game. Yeah, let's actually move around a little bit while I talk further. The game, like the whole world, is also not very lively. I mean, there are people around here, so there are monsters or Nachtzehrer. Okay, so that's one of the beasts. Yeah, let's attack it. Let's attack it. We hunt the Nachzehrer. And let's do it. It's just one. Let's wait it out. Oh, it's a nasty one. So these guys... Oh, no, we are retreating here. Okay. Let's retreat. We can retreat. That's actually excellent for this video, actually. So we are a ragtag band that just betrayed its employer, and now we see something and then we just run for it, right? So that was too scary for us, right? So there we go. And then we can run. We don't get anything, however, that also affects our morale, which is not so good. We shouldn't run away too often, that we can see here. Retreated from battle, right? So that's bad. Let's go to this city. What's going on here? We have new contracts, and you can see more stuff. Another barber. Okay, well then. And new people to hire. Now, a refugee, a cripple, a messenger, a day tailor, a rat catcher. Right? And that's how we replenish our losses. Here they also have an amber collector. Oh, the tools are relatively cheap. Yeah. Yeah, well, and then that's the thing. So this is the basic concept of the game. We are running around. Sometimes there are these roaming parties spawning. Brigands, like the one we fought, monsters and stuff like that. And then we just run around. Yeah, and we find something. There are sometimes locations that we can find that have loot, and rarely, there's another road here, rarely some things that are very rare, like named items. Oh yeah, and here we do have the ability to choose one of these ambitions, right? So, we need allies forging a bond of friendship and trust with one of the towns. We'll get the company better prices, more volunteers and more steady work. Let's do that. And now we have the ambition up here, right? And that's the game. So, let's have a look at the later game, for example. So, here, and as we can see, these are the oath takers. And this is like the game where I have actually seen a lot of stuff. Yeah, and we will look, I think I'm uploading some more videos. You can find them in the playlist, but this is the game so far. Here you can see at renowned, fabled, kind reputation, yeah, with the towns, pretty good standing with a lot of them, because we help them. The team is doing well, the oath takers, yeah, having the builds here. I'm thinking I'm doing a different video, because this one is also getting too long there. While, let's have a look at the anatomists. Yeah, this is the guy on the right side there. The anatomists, they can drink these concoctions that make them better. Yeah? So that's the thing. But that's all more for another video. This is Battle Brothers. I think this video has shown a lot of stuff. As we can see here also, there are the locations in the wilderness, yeah, that we can explore. And otherwise, everything is procedurally generated. There is no further, and that's the negative thing, there is no further life in this world, yeah, and so we are, now I'm spoiling a little bit, so you might, if this sounds very interesting to you, I mean, there are many nice gaming hours that you can enjoy with this game, even like only with the base game, and now you should switch off, but now there are also some spoilers, and I'm also talking about the bad thing. And in this case, I'm saying it like this because it might reduce your fun a little bit. Yeah, so you might not want to know it. Yeah, because like as I said, the first couple dozen gaming hours, and here we are at day 291 with the anatomist. So here I played longer, and we do have 6,500 renown. Well, only neutral reputation because there was, I had 3 crises already here, all 3 undead orc invasion or like the greenskin invasion, and this war between the noble houses. and I actually had good relations with everybody, but then I think here the House Krieger attacked the House Eberlin, or the other way around, and then there was actually a very nasty situation, and here we spoil, but let's have a look. I think, was it here? Yeah, this one is what I wanted to show. So this is like the thing. Spoiler alert. Yeah, this is like we are here 179 days. We are in the middle of the war between the noble houses. Yeah, indeed. So I'm actually very friendly with House Eberlin. That's the way around. And as you can see, the other towns become hostile, and you are supposed to destroy stuff. So the workshop, peat pit, and other stuff. And it is doubtful if you actually want to do that, because then you are also reducing your own economic possibilities or opportunities in the game. That's the problem, right? That can be a real problem, and of course the people hate you for that. And you lose all your reputation with them, like the other one, right? Because as you saw with the Oath Takers, and I mean, of course, it depends what you want and you're role-playing. You can be kind or you can be a menace, I guess, right? So, but this is just the Oath Takers here. So, yeah. And, well, there is a limited narrative here, as I said, but otherwise, and that's the bad thing about the game, in my opinion, it's just procedurally generated, and at some point there's just nothing more to it. And then you really need the DLCs, I think, who add some more stuff to the late game. But the base game is not worth playing beyond, let's say, really the second crisis. Also, it's just super repetitive. It's always the same enemies. It feels very limited at some point. Even here at day 49 after this first crisis, so there's nothing new. Yeah. So these Nachzehrers we just saw, the nasty ones. So they are like it's a very nice idea. So they feed on corpses and then they grow into this monster that we just saw. And there are some very nice aspects, but you see them basically all if you play just up to one crisis. Yeah. So that's actually like where the game is strong, in my opinion. Like having your party doing stuff, getting injuries, surviving. Yeah. So here, for example, I made sure no one died except for Eric, the meaty monk. He was hammered to death by a brigand raider. Then we got rather unlucky, or well, actually, I didn't care for him so much at that point. And while here, with the anatomists, you can also get permanent injuries. Like, where's he actually? Oh no, it's not this one. It's like here. Did I run around? Oh yeah, here. I ran around like so. Yeah, and I didn't find anything. So like these locations, there's nothing special there. They are just the faction. And this is also spoiler alert. So I found this shield in the beginning. I think you see, like as a regular thing, you see these pieces of equipment. I bought this one. I never again saw anything that I could buy actually. Like during the night, like I got this stuff like within the first 30 days or so, and then like after that I never saw anything. Also with the other playthroughs, yeah, I always ran through the cities, checked all the weaponsmiths, but there was nothing to buy. I'm sure I'm not just unlucky here, but yeah, I think it's more a thing that you're supposed to be hooked on the game or something. Just to hope that you get something else, yeah. But apparently there's nothing. So, however, or not much more, yeah. But the thing is, if you have a grave robber, and Where are you? A historian. Then there is an event, and that's the thing that is also spicing things up a little bit. It depends on your brothers. Like you have all these different backgrounds here, right? So this guy is a flagellant, farmhand, militia, the wild man, the witch hunter, another flagellant, another witch hunter I've got here, the shepherd, he's my sharpshooter in this game, oath takers, another militia, a hunter, who's actually not such a good, well, he's a good shot, but he's got no talent for shooting, monk, yeah, another oath taker, he's here, he got pierced leg muscle, unfortunately, well, he got it really nasty. I'm happy that he actually survived, because the orcs cut him down. No, it was an ancient legionary that cut him down, pierced arm muscles and split hand, and then he nearly died, but we could save him, but now he's got a weakened heart, and this is permanent injury. And you know, the fun thing maybe is that you just look at your people and see how long they survive. And that's why you probably should really play the Iron Man mode, but that's also a little bit a bad thing and the ugly thing about the game. It doesn't really want you to really have heroes in that way, unless you really do the saving and loading. But at the same time, it's a very nice challenge as well, and they advertise it as a challenging game. Yeah. As they say here, it's a challenging game, so it's not that you've not been warned, and the thing is, it makes it very interesting, and you really fear for your brothers, but you also notice that, everybody is replaceable actually. So, and the DLC I was mentioning before, it's Blazing Deserts, that comes with some stuff. Oh no, but by the way, they added here the retinue of non-combat followers. That's actually very nice in my opinion, like for the camp. Yeah. So in my opinion, the game, you should only play this game basically if you have all the DLCs. Yeah, and then it's probably a really cool experience, but even if they put the main game on sale, and then you get it like I did, either get everything or nothing, in my opinion. That would be my advice. But otherwise, it's a really nice game. It was really worth it, I guess, that it was called maybe the best indie game of the year when it came out, I think in 2014. Yeah, and so I do recommend it, but rather get all the DLCs, yeah, and then make up your mind for yourself if you find that it's that you can afford the price, or rather wait for a sale, and then you probably wait for a couple more years or whatever. I'm not sure, but let's see. So I'm eventually, if the price drops to a level where I say that it's okay for me personally, then I might even make a playthrough. But I'm done with the game now. You saw I did the playthroughs, like with the guys, and let's see. And I'm thinking I'm doing more episodes. Here I found this one here with the Goblin tank camp with some Geists and Necro 7. So these are very nasty guys. Oh yeah, and by the way, this is another tip, because this is the review and tip video. At some point, maybe it's always day 25 here, I'm not sure, you encounter brigand raiders. It's a special, yeah, they are here, they didn't show it if you save the game. But they are brigand raiders that are dressed up like wolves, as you can see here. You see it on their outfit, right? Let's wait for them. And these guys come over, and then you can kill them. But this is your only chance in the main game to get these armor pieces. You never see this again. It's just these 4 guys. Yeah, in this instance. of the game, at least. So, and you can see here, with my oath takers, this was the beginning. So we looted some corpses, got the ancient armor pieces over there. Yeah, and these are these 4 guys. That's, by the way, how I got the bill hook. That's the only bill hook that I saw in the game. And then you can get these armors, and that's actually, they are the best ones. The best light armors with fatigue 9 and 100 defense. While the regular one is this one, the leather lamella armor. Also for the nimble perk, because with that you only want to have 15 points of fatigue reduction with your armor, which would be like this here. This would be the optimal, or nearly the optimal. I'm not sure, I didn't find anything stronger for the head yet. On day 100, by the way. Yeah, I never looted anything. So you see, that's also like basically a very negative thing about this game. It's all very coincidental. Yeah. And I mean, of course it's fun, and as I said, the strong point is like the beginning when it's very exciting and your brothers are being chopped down and stuff. But you also lose the equipment usually, so it's a double-edged sword. But still, I find the game very nice. I understand very, very well that a lot of people like it a lot. I would wish for more narrative here, because then the long term, playing the game for long term, actually makes a little bit more sense. Otherwise, you're just doing the same contracts all over again, and it becomes really repetitive. So that's the bad thing. But then, in the end, the ugly thing is the price policy. So, and like this thing, like having significant game functions, like the followers, like crafting, for example. You can actually craft, yeah, but not in the main game. So I do have these crafting materials here. The fangs, saber tooth, and here the large wolf pelts. I know that with these wolf pelts that you get from dire wolves, you can actually upgrade your stuff and produce these armors here, but not in the main game. And these are basic game functions, and I think marketing is a good thing, yeah, and maybe giving people the chance to look into the game if they like it. With the cheap main game, but then on the other hand you should give them a free demo, then they can look at it and then determine if they want to play the game and want to pay money for it. That's the better choice in my opinion, instead of selling the main game that is a little bit a skeleton, yeah, and only becomes really good maybe later on with DLCs. And we do see this pretty often lately with a lot of games, and I think that's a bad development for gamers, and in the long term it might even destroy the gaming industry because people are just fed up with it. Yeah? I can tell you that I'm not playing any games that are pay to win, for example. Yeah? I'm not even bothering to look at them anymore. And that's basically most of the free games, if they have some mechanics like that. So, and then, yeah, word gets around that it's really not useful. But of course there are always some not so smart people, and that's the whole business thing. So that's the bad thing, the ugly thing. But otherwise, yeah. So I would vote this game as a around, like with the DLCs, 82% of 100 or something, like in the indie corner, of course. Yeah, so the graphics, while basic, they are unique. I really like this here with the brothers, like looking like this. But of course, it's an indie title, right? So they shouldn't take prices like an AAA title or something. So yeah, that being said, so I hope you found this one informative. You know some advantages, disadvantages. You got to know how the game works. I will put up a couple of more videos in the next phase that I recorded like for certain highlights where you can see some battles, how they turn out. Of course, those come with a certain spoiler warning because that's more the mid to later game sometimes. And you see some of the enemies, but on the other hand, like, the game should be played, in my opinion, with the DLCs, and then you have way more enemies as well, right? So you have more beasts. So like in the main game, you have these Nachzehrers. Those were these monsters that also give you these fangs here. They eat corpses and then evolve into 3 stages. Then you have dire wolves. They can be frenzied. So basically, yeah, maybe sick with something or something, rabies or something. Then you have the nastiest ones. They are these guys, the Necro-7s, which we will look at in another video. Then you have different tiers of brigands, yeah, with basic weapons, but they can also come with really good gear. Like, but this one here is the best one. This helmet. Oh, and by the way, as you can see, I have to say something very positive about the game. So I really like the inventory management. So like here, the stuff, you can increase your capacity by getting a caravan hand. Usually, I mean, the oath takers, they come with it, but there's a caravan hand background, and this guy gets your upgrades your wagon once you got the wagon via the ambition. Yeah. And that's the thing, to have more inventory capacity. Yeah. That's very important because you want to loot the stuff, right? And then sell it somewhere where it is expensive. Ideally where the trade routes have been ambushed. Or other things happen, you know. You can make a lot of money. I've got 62,000 here, but it's nothing there to buy with it, on the other hand. Yeah, so then, I mean, okay, of course we could just buy, let's have a look at Wohlstadt here. We could buy some gear, of course, right? And then, like, the whole thing is, oops, there are a lot of brigands here, but yeah, but they are being scared away from us now. And you can see they are really ambushing the caravans over there. Here, let's have a look. So we've got a Fletcher here. Yeah, so we do have the heavy crossbow, and we saw some other gear with the anatomists, yeah, but here at day 100 it's all rather limited what we get, and it's just basic stuff, yeah. So, and that's the point. The game is relatively strong. There's an armorer, so let's go here. The game is relatively strong in the early game, as I said, but gradually it becomes less interesting, in my opinion. Oh, they are fighting there. Oh yeah, the militia has destroyed them, whatever they were. So let's go here. Yep, everything is closed down during then. Oh, by the way, what's that? A warehouse burned down. Okay, and the ambushed trade route. So let's put up camp. Wait until it's dawn. Let's go into the city. And here, this is the armorer. Yeah, and now they don't have anything to sell. That's just great, right? But here you can see we can sell stuff, and something else that is very recommendable. Find something. Oh, that's extremely high prices. Find something that's that has a certain price, and then you can find something. I like to look at the gold coins, for example, or this goblet. It's very good because it's nearly 1,000 worth. And then you can easily see the percentage. So 1,500 might be up to the highest that you can get for this 1,000 worth thing. And then we would just sell everything. They also have here, I bought this one here for 174, so let's sell everything. We repaired all the helmets. We want to sell them when they are fully repaired for the maximum profit. Here, this Kopesh, all the stuff. That's all from the ancient legionaries. This here, the Scaramash, the Cleaver, comes from high tier raiders. Let's sell one hunting bow. This all the stuff here. Yeah, we can sell one gold coin. Let's get rid of the silver bowl and these minted silver coins, the currency of goblins. Yeah. And then suddenly we are at 69,000 and we didn't even repair all the stuff yet. Yeah, and that's just the game. So, alright, and this is where we can wrap it up. So we are not looking at any further stuff here, but it's relatively limited here. They could have used some more gear, but on the other hand, it's quite sufficient to play for quite a while, right? So I would say that like for the first 50 hours of gaming, you are set up pretty nicely here, and with the DLCs probably more. So thanks for watching again. If you have any thoughts you wish to share, please do so in the comment section. I would appreciate that very much, and the community as well, I'm sure of it. What did you like? What do you find problematic with this game? Yeah, well, and of course, if you want me to look at a specific aspect, I'm not deinstalling the game just yet on my computer, although I'm not playing it much more now, I think, because I'm done with it. I don't think that I can experience much more with it. But for a short while, there's a chance. Yeah, and then I would appreciate if you click the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so yet, so you never ever miss an episode again. See you next time, bye-bye.